Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to another edition of Awesome Calls Trading Recap Webinar. We just listened to the president let everyone know that he's going to temporarily um, lift so people can get their paychecks, which is really, really important. I think that's really a lot. I do think the market will turn red on the press conference. He still did not get his wall, and I think slowly the market will come down off its highs and begin to sell off. Um, so that's just kind of like my opinion. So I'm watching things. I was going to go long in hopes that he had an agreement on the wall itself, but one of the things I noticed was there was no Nancy Pelosi standing outside alongside him, and that kind of gave me an indication that everything was just mostly at a temporary, which is what the markets really didn't want to hear. Um, they like more of a solution than, as the traders like Dark Side and a few others mentioned, we don't want to kick the can down the road, and that's exactly what's happening. So, meanwhile, I'm going to go ahead and do a recap of some of the plays that we did in the chat room today. Um, I would like to start with one that was not on my list that was given by Dark Side. Phenomenal trader. I don't know if some of you know him on Twitter, but this is who he is. He is a technical trader and probably one of the most talented out there. He's been trading for many years. This is his Twitter feed. And he also has a Discord. And I believe there's, I think him and PSK, there's like 500, 600 people in his Discord alone. And it's an honor to have him here and his leadership and what he provides. And I do want to share with an alert he gave in the room, which has turned out to be just a solid winner. And the stock was called Vail. And I'll just kind of show it to you. Vail had a wall break, and Vail was pretty much the primary responsibility of it. And there are actually some people that have unfortunately passed away in this. And this is causing the stock to really come down hard. He gave the alert around 14.80 to 15, and you can see the stock came all the way down to 12.85. I would, for me, will be a buyer on the stock when it hits below 13, and I will start taking a position on the stock. I do believe the stock, once Vail comes out and makes a statement, chances are the stock will probably rebound, and I want to be there for that on it. Right now, the market is selling off. I'll show you Adobe. Some of the plays we like to play on a sell-off. Tesla. You could just pick one across the board. Netflix. They're all red to the downside right now. Boeing. But it looks just like a little bit of a short-term pull as till once we get down the Dow down to 125, 100, then we'll start to get the really big pulls that we're looking for. So right now it's a scalp short world, 50 cents, a dollar, 50 cents, a dollar, something like that as it comes down. I also want to show you something I'm spotting out now. This is the kind of stuff I like to learn as a trader. PANW received 2 upgrade calls um, and over the last 2 days. But if you notice over the last 2 days, the stock off these 2 upgrades has popped and sold off. And I'm already determining based on this action that there's going to be an offering coming. And I'm going to watch this stock. And if I'm right, I want you to document this recording. I'm thinking around 200 and under, probably 1 million shares. They'll probably do 200 million raise. And I think these 2 upgrades that were given were to jack up the price up there. And I'll show you on my scan. This is a scan I use called Newswatch. And UBS came out with theirs at 250 and right there. And BMO also came out with 240. And there was, I believe, one more that came out right here at Wedbush at 265. And I think that was, so with all those, the stock should be trading at 215, 220, especially a stock of this quality. But to me, this is showing me that you want to do an offering. And I think the news is already being leaked that one is coming. And that's why you're seeing a sell-off. Because Dow up 200 points, you don't get a sell-off like this. Okay? So these are little things that I catch as a trader that help me hone my skills to become better and better and better so I can be more informative to the people that trade with me in the room. And it's really important that my mind never stops when I'm doing. All right, I'm going to share with you a couple of really good plays today that we did. It was really exciting this morning. Um, so we're going to start with the Veil one, obviously, because I thought that was very, very good and really nice alert in the room by the great dark side. And this was our pre-market list. I started with Goose, CLRO, Intel, STX, WDC, CGC, ABBV, OSIS, RMD, Netflix, PANW, TWO, and APTO. Now, I want to start with a pre-marketing play that I wanted to start with for everyone in the room. I always like to come in pre-market and put money in everybody's account before they start trading. Not everyone can trade pre-market. There are certain platforms that don't allow it, and I understand that. But for the most part, a lot of my traders in the room, and I say this with such pride, in an Awesome Calls Trading, you all know the performance of our room and the amount of chat rooms that have been developed from our room and the amount of people we have trained and helped who have um, really blossomed into pretty good traders, overall, even in a short time they've been trading. And everybody wants to be a leader. Everybody wants to be a chief, which is, it's just part of personalities out there. But, you know, um, what what I like to do is I really I really like to find things in the morning where nobody will even touch. I am one of these type of traders that I'm just different, and I'm very, as the words out there, I'm very ballsy. I have really no fear. I just see the move. I read, I study, and my mind is always moving. I never stop studying, and I don't think I ever will. When I make a mistake, I really glue myself to it, why I made that mistake, so I don't make that mistake again. But I love starting the morning with money. There's nothing like getting paid before you even start your day. And RMD to me was a paycheck just sitting there. Um, we have really just horrific earnings. We had two huge downgrades from Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan to a $96, $97 price target. On the stock, it was trading 117. However, whenever you're down 19, 20 points, I always like to get a little pop on a little short covering. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people ask me, how do you know something's going to pop? How do you know? So, you moderators in chat rooms that are listening to this that want to try to emulate me, I'm going to teach you something. All right. And for those that are trade with me, I'm going to teach you something that you probably have never heard of before in 5 years. But these are the little things that I study. All right. And this is why I can call these calls. So hopefully you can walk away today with something more knowledgeable. Even as a mod, as an owner of a room, I'm going to teach you something. Okay. Okay. So if I have price targets on a downgrade of 96, 97, and I have a stock trading at 117 the day before, and I'm down 20, all right, and the stock is already at 100. Now I want you to think, all right, just think, just kind of go along with me on this. It's might be a little tough for you to follow my thought process, okay? But I got a stock that closed at 117. I'm gapping down. I got a price target of 96 and $95, right, from Goldman and JP Morgan. Okay, so what that's telling me is that if I get the stock below 100, in most cases, 9 times out of 10, I will get a short covering. Do you know why? If the price target was sitting at, if they called a $75 price target or 65, all right, my pop would be probably $1 or $2, if that. It would be mostly a short to the downside, and I would call it a short all day. I wouldn't even allow anyone to go long. But when it's tight within a range of where it's already at, I can usually call a long right out of the gate. And I usually get a decent pop of 4 to 5 points before it starts going towards that price target. So a lot of you don't understand sometimes how I come up with my numbers because a lot of you use technical analysis. For me, it's more fundamental from a stock trading standpoint. How do I know a stock's going to go to 104, 105? How do I know that? because after I read the downgrades and I make an analysis of where the stock should sit, again, if the stock had a price target at 80, there is no way I would have told anybody to go long on the stock. All right. Chances are the stock would have pulled probably to 95 and under, then pop 3 points, and then shred off all day down to 85. But by doing this, it enables me to make a decision in pre-market. I think the stock will bounce because, all right, because I don't have a massive downgrade price target. I'm already at 99 before I even start my morning. So if the price target is 96, 97, I don't have much more to go, which is telling me that the short sellers at 117 and 118 are going to want to cover at the open. Do you follow my thesis? So I know you have to, so write that down so you sound smart in the next day you run your chat room. And this is kind of where my mind comes from. All right. So what does this mean overall? It means a trade. It's a blatant trade for the traders in my room. All right, and the traders that follow me. And on this trade, I did not want to give it to anyone on Twitter. I've been doing a lot of free stuff on Twitter, but I wanted to give this exclusive for the room. And the end result was simple. Long at 99, add to 97, have an average of 98, take the stock to 104, 105. That was the trade. Scale in short and write it right back down to lows. That was the call. All right, and I'll show you the call. So RMD, 99, 97, take it to 104, then an all-day fader. See it? Simple. 1, 2, 3. End result? What's the end result? Well, let's just take one of our moderators in here, Palmer. End result? Here's a screenshot of the great Palmer in the room. See it? 99, and he sold at 103. 100 shares. $350 to start his morning. You see that? That's what we do. Now, again, there's a lot of rooms that won't trade pre-market. They'll wait 40 minutes for the market to open and then make a decision. They'll trade the conservative stuff. Okay, that's not who we are. The traders in our room, they're like Palmer. They're like PSK. People that are well known out there, seasoned vets that really understand the movement of a stock and why. That's the difference in this room. Okay? Everyone has a room that, some people are more technical analysis, and those technical analysis traders tend to tend to um, tend to debate whether or not they should take the trade. They overthink the trade. Let me tell you something about Palmer. And one of the reasons why I bumped Palmer to mod status, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. When Palmer started with us, it was a struggle for him because he came from a few different rooms. Then he walked in here and it really took a lot for him to adjust his style. And when I first met him, he overthought every trade. And I did give him a hard time in the beginning. And, I think I almost lost him at one moment because I did give him such a hard time in a sense that I was trying to snap him. Don't overthink it. Nibble a little bit. Don't hit the home run. Just get in there with a little. And look at the trader he's become. He doesn't hesitate now. He looks at it. It makes sense to him now. He sees it down 20, and then he goes in 100 shares. He didn't go in with 300, 400, where he's sweating. He simply walked in with 100 shares, and he walked it up to 103 and sold it. That's trading. That's how you grow as a trader. And this is why he is consistent every single day he walks in the room. I mean, we have another trader right here. This trader's just begun his career with us. And we all been following him. Again, look at his week process. All right. We all know that he sent out this calendar, right? This is less than a month. 46.36. Now I want you to take a look. Tuesday, 520. Wednesday, 267. Thursday, 694. Friday, 451. Do you know how good this trader feels? This is his career. This is his job now. Do you see how motivating that is? I follow Zoom Zoom because he motivates me to put out even better calls So this P&L of his next month could be $10,000 because it's realistic with someone like him. And he's come from all these different rooms and now he's found a home. This is what makes us so different. As long as you come in and you allow me to show you a different side of trading, a different mentality, why do I trade the news? How do I interpret the news? What justifies the movement in the stock? These are the things that Awesome Calls Trading teaches you. The fundamentals to me come first. The reasons and the why behind the trade. Then you can add your technical analysis and then you can trade it with both. Once you achieve that, then there's no end to you're limitless where you're going to go. Okay? It becomes limitless because you already are understanding the news. All right? And that's how I started as a trader. I tried, you know, for me, when I first started, it's like when I was in high school. I couldn't get algebra if you paid me. I mean, I just couldn't get it. I was good in math, but I couldn't understand algebra. I just couldn't. A lot of you can. Well, when I got in trading, I tried so hard to understand the technical analysis behind the moves. And it just didn't click for me. It didn't work for me. So I became more involved in the side of the news and I studied the charts. I studied the ranges of each stock out there, thousands of stocks. And I studied and I studied and I studied. When I made a mistake, I studied even harder and I'd watch ISRG, Google, Apple. This stock moves like this. Boeing moves like this. This is a buying opportunity. This is a selling. This is a topping. And I didn't need a technical analysis chart to show me on a VWAP or an EMA that this is going to break down from there. I could look at the stock and say, this is where it should stop. This is where it should go. And that's my 15 years as a trader where I've developed my skills. And to me, the most important thing in trading is the development of the fundamentals of the stock, the news behind the move. Once you get that, you study the chart. You study the range of the chart. Once you get that, then you become golden. Then you add your technical analysis that you've learned. And before you know it, then you can even add options to that. So in every call I give you, if I say this stock is going to end up at 90 and you can take it at 105, you could just buy options on it. It's as simple as that. So RMD was a beautiful setup this morning. Not just Palmer made money, but there were a few others that scored in our room that could trade pre-market. And I'll kind of just show you a few of them. In pre-market, you could scroll down. And I believe it was, we started, I think it was Zong Zong. We did Goose. Hold on. Here's one. I think STX. Okay, this is one of the markets. We get a lot of reviews. Yeah, my friend Webster. I mean, Webster's went in and scored 3 points. I mean, this is what we do every day. Okay, every day. And now what happens is when a trader makes money in our room, hold on. Vail latest numbers to bring enhanced oversight and fines. Okay, so, all right, I'm watching a stock called Vail right now. Okay, so anyway, I kind of got off track because I just wanted to kind of show you a little bit. I'm going to show you another one, WDC. Now, WDC to me, I read the report and I was not impressed. This stock shouldn't even be up. I traded a stock and I'm not impressed. I think the stock will end up, no, I think they'll do an offering. I think the thing will be back down to 40 and 39. I think it'll just grind around 40. But as a trader, as a day trader today, what is the stock going to do? To me, the stock is going to pop because you're going to get a short squeeze, and then you're just going to short the stock, and you're going to take it to $42.50. No matter what, I don't care where it goes to, short the stock and take it to 42.50 and under because that's where it's going to go. How do I know that? I've studied WDC. I looked at the news. So fundamentally, again, I go back to the fundamental. I look at the stock, I range it 180 days, I'm watching it, I'm like this. I'm studying it, right? This is me studying. So if the news was great, it would have broke out through 50 and just launched. But the news really wasn't. In my opinion, it wasn't. So that told me as long as I stay below, my guess is I'll probably just pop on a fat finger at the open and just sell off to 42.50 and come back down to 40, and that's where it'll stay. How did I know that? Again, studying the chart, looking at the range, reading the news, reading the report, reading what was not said. That's where I really get good, is when I read what was not said in the report. So here's the call. Here's the call. So I take the call and I look at it and I say, WDC. All right. I would like to see a pop at the open through 46 or more, scale in short, take it down to 42.50. This is the trade. This is the trade. Now, you can adapt your technical analysis to it. That's great. But to me as a trader, I see it straight like an empty chessboard. You know, there's a saying out there that I think you've all heard, and it goes in our room. The people in Awesome Calls Trading, we play chess. Okay? We play chess. All the other chat rooms, and you all know who you are, especially the ones that came from here, you guys are still playing checkers. Yeah. You know it. You know it. You know, it's true. You're just playing checkers. You're trying to emulate what we do, but you're just playing checkers. King me. You know, king me. I did good on this one, but these other four were horrible. See, in Awesome Calls, we play chess, and every move we make is very calculated. And that's why we win on most of our trades. All right? So, WDC, pop it open, take it to 42.50. Now look at the chart. See how it plays out? Ding, 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 ding. Pop at the open, just as we discussed. Don't get shaken out. Fat fingered it up. 46 short. Boom. 42.50. Have a nice day. Was it that hard? No. 15 years of trading brings you to this level. 15 years. Remember that. Not 2, not 3, and you're a master. 15. All right? Let's do another one. Want to see another one? I'm going to go off the charts that you don't even know the stock. I'm going to give you STX. This was not on anyone's radar. You know why? Because you don't look for it. As a trader, I automatically know WDC, ST responds to that. It's a duplicate of WDC. Look at the chart. It's the same duplicate chart. Look at it. But the beauty about STX, was it should not even been up to begin with. Why are you even up? Did you report earnings? No. Why are you up? Did you get an upgrade? No. Why are you up? Well, because WDC went up. Okay, no. Do you know how fast you can make money in a room like this? By being with a trader that understands that? Ding, 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 ding. Short at 46, take it down to 43. You ready? 46 short, 43 short. Cover. You see how fast that is? There's no guessing. You can start at 45, add to 46 at the open, scale in short, have an average, and slap it down because I'm telling you where it's going to go. I'm telling you where it's going to go. You could be done with 200 shares and whack it down 2 points and make 400 bucks, and you're done. Remember, 500 a day makes you 10,000 a month. 10,000 a month is 120 a year. That's more than enough for you not have to go do anything except trade. You only need 10,000 buying power, which means you only need a $2,000 cash account. 6 times is 12 grand. You're in the trade. You don't need much money to make money if you know what to look for. Right? So here's the call. STX, right above it. All right? I would short and take it down to 41.25. Now this one really popped. Because see, look, it went 40.97, went through 43. I told the chat room, just let it rip. Just let it rip. If it's going to rip, let it rip. just like WDC did. By the end of the day, the stock will slowly come down to the 41 area. And you know what? It will come down. Right now, it's being a little stubborn. It was heading down really nicely to 42.80. Should still come down a little bit more. Bottom line, it was a great, great short. Okay. The next trade was OSIS. Now, not a lot of you never heard of this elevator company. I have. And I played this before many, 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 many years ago. This company got shredded. I've been in trading for, 15 years. And I remember, I'll show you a 10-year chart. You'd be mind blown by it. I remember I was in a chat room when this went off. Let me see if I can locate it on the time frame. We go 20 years. Yeah, it was right here. This was the trade. You see this? I remember it. They got in trouble. Something happened really bad to the company, and I've never forgotten the stock ever since. And the stock was $76, and something came out fraud or something on a report, and the stock went all the way down to 40 before they came out and talked about it. And I've never forgotten the stock ever since. So I've studied the stock over the years. I think it was 6, 7, 8 years ago when I traded this. And they've had many times where the stock has just been really in trouble. You can see here, 90. This one was 75. See how it just gets killed. When any kind of negativity on this stock, it gets killed, and you just put in a short. Well, today they were positive on their earnings. So it was gapping up. So the first thing I like to do is squeeze it at the open. So I told everyone go long and look for a pop at the open to about 85, 86, scale in short, and then take it down. I really wanted 77 on it, but it kind of just stopped at 82, 81. But it was enough to get our feet wet, and we made good money on the stock. Because look at the gap. You got a lot of bag holders here, so I figured they wanted to dump. But there's got a lot of short interest in it, so I think that's probably why it just stayed up and it wouldn't break. But for the most part, it was a very good trade coming out of the gate. And I think our call was on OSIS was to pop it open to 85, scale in short, take it to 77. So stock ended up giving us, I believe, 86 at the open, and then came all the way down to $81. So really nice trade. And looking at this, it came down pretty quick. I think in 35, 40 minutes. So I like OSIS. Another stock that we traded today, and it's one of my favorites, it's Netflix. I really, over the years, have developed a really great skill level understanding this stock, and believe me, it took a long time. I mean, a lot of years and years. I'm sorry, I don't care if you're a youngster with a genius mind. This takes years of developing the skill level to trade Netflix and understanding it. You want to know how much I love this stock and how good I was on it? I'll kind of show you. I want you to look at the call this morning. Netflix, I would short the stock, and 331 if it pops. Pre-market, I would short 330 to 331, have room to 333. The stock will come down to about 328 level. Once it hits 328, I want you to go long for an all-day move to the upside. You see how I wrote that? Now, in our room, people read that and because they're used to it. They're used to it. So it's like, just another, I don't want to trade that. They don't realize until after the day what the stock actually did. So if you would have took at 328 level, you want to see what the stock did? Right? Here's pre-market, popped up. There's the pop-up. I told you to go short 331. Now I want you to see where I said to take it down to. 328. See that? 328.50. And look where the stock went. So if you would have just took 100 shares, 30,000 buying power, risk 2 points, give it a shot, 50 shares, 2 points, and you let it be for at least maybe, I don't know, an hour, you would have scored, to 335. If you would have left it, you would have got 336, and it fat fingered to 340. Isn't that amazing? This is just a simple play in our room that just gets written down that, to be honest with you, a lot of people don't even trade it. They just look at it, because it's a standard for us. In another room, this would be blown up on a DVD for sale for $4.99. Let me show you how I played Netflix, how we're so great in our room, how I called it. Now, this is just one play. Now, I want to show you this stock, and I really want you to understand who we really are in Awesome Calls. Now, Intel is a stock that investors love. Wall Street loves it. It's just, they do. Um, I've studied this stock for many, 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 many years, many years. And what was interesting is the option players and the put players, according to the great PSK, it was a 5-to-1 that they were going to do well on earnings. Okay, now listen to me. I'm going to teach you something. Okay, I really want you to listen to me. This is mostly for my room. You mods that listen to my thing, you can fuck off. But for the room, I want you to listen to me. This is really something for you guys. All right? When you have a 5-to-1 that the stock is going to do well, you following me right now? And the stock misses, what do you think is going to happen? Think about it. Everyone wanted the stock to do well because they believe in the company, right? 5-to-1 that they believed in it. If the stock misses, what are those people going to do? They're going to do opposite. They're not going to cover. They're not going to jump ship. They are going to buy the weakness and they're going to add to their positions. What does that mean? They get the stock cheaper. So on the next quarter, when they do good, they get paid. You get that? A lot of people don't understand that. Again, a lot of people go, how the fuck do you know that stock is going to get bought up at 45, 46 and tell us to buy it and it's going to go to 47? How do you know? This is what I do. I look at the fundamentals of the company, of how they're buying the puts to calls. I look at the weakness. I look at the range. I study. So my call is buy at 46. If it dips to 45, buy more and take the stock to 47 or more for the day. That's the call. You don't have to think. Now, once you make your money, then you could sit back and go, how did you know that? And that's why we do webinars. Because to me, everyone in Awesome Calls Trading has the ability to become the very best trader and eventually become a leader and become a chat room owner. I've learned that now. There's nothing I can do to stop people from becoming great. Not when you're around great people. I'm around great people in this room. All right. I've accepted my role as a day trader, educator, moderator, mentor, or whatever. I'm going to continue to train people to become the very best. And I'm not going to stop. Okay. So my call today on Intel was buy the weakness. Any pull at the open, buy it. 46 is your buying, take it to 47. So come over here, look at pre-market notes, and Intel is right here. All right. Buy at 46. If it drops to 45, 25, don't even, oopsie, sorry. Intel, there it is. All right. Buy at 46.25. All right, stock should head towards 48. If the stock pulls to 45 or more at the open, add. So 46.25, anything 45, add into it, take it to 48. Now look at the trade. You see, by doing this, it brings no fear in the trade. AJ said to buy at 46 in pre-market, 46.25, he said. He said if it pulls into 45 range, add to the position. Right? And then AJ said it would go simply to 40. $8, and we hit 47.43. And I think over the next few days, this will end up all the way back. And that's the trade. So those are the 7 trades that I wanted to share with you. We had many more. Goose. We had CGC. I had a short call on CGC this morning. I figured it would just pull down on this gap up move. Made a nice move on an upgrade, so I called for a short. Came all the way down, but we don't need to do a chart on that because it's just too obvious. We got an upgrade to 60, so should settle around $50, $52 and stay there. Other than that, so let's recap what we did today on the 7 charts I'm going to do over on Sunday when I present them to you. Let's go Veil from the Great Dark Side. We did RMD pre-market and then a pop and drop. WDC did a beautiful pop and drop, hit our number at 42.50 and stuck there. All right, STX pop and drop. All right, Netflix, beautiful call up to 328, and Intel right off of 46. You see, any of these trades. Now, before I close out, I just want to say something to somebody this morning. I don't know who you are, but you know, everyone has an opinion, and I respect people's opinions because I learn from them. But this morning I wake up and I get this opinion from this particular trader who's never been in our room, and his comment was, and I want to share it with you. When I wake up, oh, did he take it off? No, I don't know who this person is, but comment was made on all these plays that we do in our room. And he said, a lot of these prices make no sense based on where they traded. Many of these trades require entries with very illiquid pre-market trading sessions. I don't get how a person could follow all of these trades and make money. What am I missing? You know what you're missing? You're missing our room. If you were in here for one day, you would never, ever repeat that ever again. You would understand what we do. And you need to understand something else. Everyone has a different size account. It's my job as a trader. If you're going to pay for our services, allow me to give you different ranges of different types of stocks. I don't just issue one stock. I don't just say we're only going to play 2. You as a trader individually, you have picked out of 50 trades, you know, you were able to pick the 1 or 2 trades that you liked, right? Well, I have a variety of some of the most skilled traders in the world. Why do you think 12 chat rooms came from our room? How do you think we developed the skill levels that we do? Because I trade everything. All right? I'm the daddy out there. Do you understand, Tyler? I'm the daddy. I'm dad. All right? The other rooms are my children. So daddy puts a list out every day, all right, of various stocks that will make the moves. My job is to tell you where that move's going to go before it goes. So if you pick that stock, you can depend on my notes that that stock's going to hit where I say, like MKC, right? Like PANW, like Tesla, all right? That's what we do in here. Spend a day, spend a weekend here. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll let you come in our room for free for 1 week. If somebody can reach out to you and bring you in, not only would I'll give you the room for free for a week, I will credit somebody who brings you in $100. Because I tell you, you spend 1 week in here and you will never say that again. Okay? All right. And that is today's pre-market session that we did. I want to thank you for joining us today. I thought it was inspiring, to say the least. I love what I do. I love waking up every day and helping traders develop a skill. And I love surrounding myself with amazing people that understand what we do in here and want to make a good living. So, all right, thank you very much. And I will see you on Monday morning. All right, so let me stop the recording. Stop. Okay.